everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Joey the Veiled Cottage Witch, and this is another episode of my magical plant series. Today we are talking about feverfew. Now, when I show you these pictures, you're going to get really confused because you're going to be like, wait a minute, isn't that chamomile? And I'm going to be like, oh no, that is not chamomile. The reason why I say, oh no, that is not chamomile, is because feverfew does not smell as beautiful as chamomile. No offense, feverfew, but chamomile smells like a bouquet of fresh apples. Feverfew, not so much. We'll go into that a little bit later. But let's get to the Latin name so I can butcher this like the proper person that I am. Okay, so it's so hard. Latin is so hard. So Chrysanthemum parthenium, hey, not bad, or Tenacidum parthenium. So they have two Latin names, and most of them do, and I'm pretty sure it's just to confuse me. I take it as a personal attack. All right, so the folk names for feverfew are featherfew, febrifuge plant, Artemisia flirtwort, Santa Maria, mother herb, devil daisy, my favorite, featherfoil, maid's weed, midsummer daisy, Missouri snake root, prairie dock, Feverfew, wild chamomile, and matricaria. So the folklore is pretty interesting on this one. The name stems from the Latin word febrifugia, which is fever reducer. Makes sense, feverfew, fever reducer. Known as feverfew because of its feathery leaves. And I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. It was called parthenium because it was used medicinally to save the life of someone who had fallen from the Parthenon during its construction in the 5th century BC. How cool is that? I mean, not cool that he fell, but it's cool that where the name came from. I'm a terrible person. Wait a minute. All right. Feverfew was also known as medieval aspirin. Cool. In medieval Europe, especially during the plague, it is said that planting feverfew flowers by the house, especially near the front door, would help protect those inside from the disease, and it was thought that the strong odor would purify the air. Apparently, the rats that carried the plague did not like the smell or taste of feverfew and avoided munching on it. See, now, chamomile is not like that. Feverfew was also known to be a cure for elf shot. It was said that this common ailment in Europe and especially in England. Now, it was believed that elf shot was caused when invisible, and ne'er-do-well elves shot invisible arrows into a person or animal. The invisible arrows would shoot localized and intense pain to wherever they stuck. Now, today, it's believed that elf shot might have been called muscle stitches or even arthritis. But it's believed that the spear-shaped leaves of the feverfew flowers are natural cures against elf shot. And look at these leaves. I mean, yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Because of its links to curing aches and pains, it's also believed to be a powerful cure for those suffering from heart sickness or rejection in love. Aww. Say it with me. Aww. Apart from preventing migraines, which it is very powerful against. The ancients also recommended it for melancholy and depression. They praised feverfew highly as a woman's herb to bring on delayed periods, expel the afterbirth, yummy, and cure inward and outward inflammations of the female reproductive organs. Now, externally, it was applied as a cosmetic agent to remove spots. I've got one right here. I might try it. Now, this is hilarious, you guys. Weed sandwiches, not marijuana, but like weed sandwiches filled with feverfew leaves were eaten to help end migraines. I don't even like vegetables. I don't even like lettuce. Like, no. I'll drink a tea. Thank you. Yes, I will drink a tea. Now, feverfew was revered as a magical herb believed to bring good luck and protect against evil spirits. It was planted around the house for purification and protection. Now, in ancient folklore, feverfew was believed to grow from leftovers that had been ritually set aside at the Christmas dinner table and had been thrown out into the garden a few days later. Really? From leftovers at Christmas? It just magically grew? I don't know. I don't know if I believe that one. Now, an amulet of feverfew was worn to prevent all affliction to the head and to keep one's bearing straight. I'd buy that one. That one makes sense. But that Christmas dinner leftover, no. Nah. I'm gullible, but come on. All right. So on to medicinal properties. There's a lot, folks. So it's known as housewife's aspirin, and it could be applied as a poultice to wounds to cleanse infection and encourage healing, as well as easing toothaches and migraines. Now, a decoction, which we've learned if you've watched my channel, a decoction is just a long brewing tea. Now, a decoction with honey has a soothing effect on coughs and breathing ailments, and a tincture applied to exposed skin will keep insects from biting. Yeah, feverfew has a calm, cheering effect. The leaves can be brewed into a tea and drank to relieve sadness, stress, and anxiety. Brew with lemongrass for a citrusy tea with energy to encourage wellness. Now, feverfew, if taken regularly, can reduce the frequency and intensity of migraine attacks. Now, for my migraines, if you don't know, I have a seizure disorder, and mine are brought on by seizures. So I take lion's mane mushrooms, bless those fungus, to prevent my seizure disorders. So I don't know if that would work for me, but if you have migraines and they don't know the source, maybe try a daily dose of feverfew tea and see if that works out for you. Now, some studies have found that feverfew can reduce inflammation associated with arthritis. Try it out and see if it helps you. Now, it may help manage menstrual cramps and can aid in starting menstrual periods. Remember, it's noted as a women's herb. Do not take if you think you might be pregnant. It is a known abortifacient. So take with caution. Feverfew has also been used for colic, kidney pain, stomach ache, and insect bites. And it has been shown to help reduce fevers, of course, why it's named Feverfew, and to fend off pathogens. That is a lovely, lovely quality about Feverfew. So, on to magical properties. All right. So the element is water. The gender is masculine. The planet is Venus. And the day of the week it is most potent. Guess. Come on, guess. You're right. Friday. All right. So, few spells here for you. If you're writing this down, take these notes. Dry Feverfew leaves and burn them with lavender or frankincense for an incense for relaxation and to release anxiety. Feverfew is an effective herb against enchantment. Wear the flowers or leaves when dealing with anyone who is manipulative to avoid falling under their charm. Now remember, mundane before magical, so if you're in a manipulative or abusive relationship, seek help. Don't try to use witchcraft against abusive relationship. Please seek help first. All right. PSA. Stuff Feverfew leaves into a pouch and wear when dealing with an old love to keep your thoughts clear and your feet on the right path. To keep your head about you. Feverfew is used to guard against accidents. So brew a tea of the herb and add it to your bath to break a hex. That's a good one. To guard against accidents while traveling, stuff a few leaves and flowers into a muslin bag with hyssop. We'll talk about that later. And comfrey, which we've already talked about, and wear it under your clothing to avoid trouble. Comfrey is the shit. You guys know I talk about it. Now, Feverfew is great for purification, protection, and warding off negative energies. Hang some in a pouch at your front door to invoke good health and to safeguard against misfortune. Feverfew is a great plant to work with when attempting to reach those spirits who dwell in the liminal spaces between life and death. So, if there's ancestors, beloved dead, deities, angels, any spirits that are between the worlds, Feverfew is a great incense to burn when you're trying to communicate with those spirits. All right, let's look at Feverfew. This is what it looks like dried. Obviously, I can't grow it. I've tried so many times. Yeah, it does not smell great. I'll let you guys know that. The rats were onto something. It doesn't smell. It looks like chamomile. You can tell right here, but there's certain differences. Okay, so chamomile, we'll put a picture up here. Chamomile, we use the flowers. Feverfew, we use the leaves. So that's kind of the difference. You don't want to use the Feverfew flowers. Don't do it. They don't smell good. Don't use them. And we don't use the leaves of the chamomile plant. We use the flowers. So that's the main difference. They look pretty, but that's not where their medicine and their magic lie. So that's the main difference between the chamomile and the Feverfew. You don't use the Feverfew flowers, you use the leaves. That's the main difference there. So, okay. So I have some teas that I use it in. The Fuck Off Pain, medieval aspirin. It has willow bark, eucalyptus, allspice, lavender, chamomile, rose hips, and nettle in here. It's amazing. I do brew it as a decoction just to let those rose hips and allspice, burst open and get all the medicine you can. And then my headache and migraine tea. This one has skullcap, linden, dandelion root. We've talked about that one on here. Chamomile, lemon balm, and willow bark. Amazing. Both of these are awesome for different things. If you are having inflammation, period pain, your fuck off pain is going to be perfect. If you have a fever, headache, migraine, your headache and migraine tea is going to be where it's at. So that's going to be where. I really don't use Feverfew magically. Shock and awe, I know, but because it is such a strong herb medicinally, that's where it shines for me, and that's what I keep it for. What can I say? That's where I use it. So, I mean, maybe I would use it in a healing spell or a healing poppet, but I save it for my teas, you guys. That's where I really use it. That's where it shines for me. So that's my go-to. That's where I use it the most. So that was Feverfew. This was a short one. I didn't talk your guys' ears off. So, that was Feverfew. It's just very medicinal for me. That's where it is my best friend for that. So there you go. Please visit my website. I will put the hyperlinks down here. Make sure that if you want that free shipping, make sure you put that code word in at checkout, all caps veiled, to get your free shipping. Please give this video a like, share, subscribe, all those fun things. If you think other people would like this, and if you want to see more, if you'd like to get those notifications, hit that bell to make sure you don't miss any of my videos. If you'd like to financially support this channel, you can buy me a coffee. All the details are down below in the description box. And please leave me a comment down below how you use Feverfew in your practice. I'd really love to know, because I only use it in tea, so I would really love to know how you guys use Feverfew in your practices. Other than that, please live your best life and live for yourself. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.